How do you measure love?
Good job, Kaylin.
Oh, money! Money!
How do you measure perseverance?
Oh,
Thank you.
For 11-year-old Kaylin Nieto, to be out with her family takes more than you might possibly imagine.
Drink. If we go somewhere, nothing is spontaneous.
The Road for Us starts July 17th on the 1-hour drive from Roxborough to Children's Hospital in Aurora.
We run right across I-25, 225, in the busiest times they can have.
Michael Nieto
We're always on edge.
and his wife Julie have made this trip 53 days in a row to keep Kaylin company.
She's our daughter. Doesn't matter how.
When they adopted her 10 years ago,
She was a 7-month-old little girl, but she weighed 10 pounds and 4 ounces.
they had no idea that Kaylin suffered from rare nervous system disorders
A hereditary sensory autonomic neuropathy.
that only 30 people have ever had.
So we spend our life in the car.
But this trip to Children's is the one trip to take her home.
She says she wants to come home, and we want her home. But we're scared. Is it good to be home?
yes, it is.
Kaylin has been separated from her family, 2 older brothers born to Michael and Julie,
I bet your dolls are up there.
and her biological sister Jessie, also adopted by the Nietos.
Happy to have your sissy home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep their home at 61 degrees in the middle of summer. They're keeping Kaylin cool with vests full of ice packs.
And she wears this in order to keep her body temperature cool. Good job. Keep going.
And cold water because her body cannot regulate temperature.
So that was like 30 right there.
We have become her nervous system.
Kaylin cannot sweat and she can overheat quickly.
All right.
So her parents have to blast the AC
So I can check your temp now?
and monitor her
Yeah. Okay.
every 20 minutes.
She is at risk of heat stroke multiple times every day. Drink.
But can they keep this up?
We don't want her growing up in a hospital. It's not a fun place to be.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
Can they keep Kaylin safe at home?
It's a lot of work, but she's worth it. Cheers. Cheers.
6 weeks later, the hot summer sun has made life tough for the Nietos.
When you were out here a month ago, we had made it only 48 hours.
48 hours before Kaylin was back in the hospital again.
99 even.
Ooh, you're hot, girlfriend.
Keeping Kaylin cool is not just about keeping her alive. It's about keeping her calm.
As a spinning ballerina.
She also has several mental health issues stemming from birth.
Drug exposure, abuse of all kinds, fetal alcohol syndrome.
It's okay.
She has a whole conglomeration of issues that she has to deal with.
Wherever they go, they plug in a cooler to maintain ice packs for Kaylin's vest. But after just a few frames of bowling
Ow, 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 ow.
All right, we got to change out your ice. You're already hot.
and bothered,
I just want to do the candy machine. No.
and she starts to unravel.
With Kaylin, although she's 11 years old, developmentally she's 5.
At home,
I usually get out of control like normal.
it can get much worse.
And then what happens when you get out of control?
I start hurting people.
Because of the conditions that our daughter is living with the medical, the genetic, and these mental health challenges, she lashes out in a domestically violent way. You're okay.
I get out of control because I'm hot and I'm angry at the same time. You're welcome. Like, I love her to death, but I don't like it when she hurts my mom.
She also cannot feel pain, a condition that has sent her to the hospital numerous times with injuries she didn't even know she had.
This includes hitting, kicking, screaming. She's destroyed her door to her room.
If my mom's in danger, I'll step in. I'll hold Kaylin down. I mean, I've dealt with multiple things that most people are like, that actually happened to you.
I just have to believe that she's not hurting me because she doesn't love me or that she hates me, even though she says she does.
With the violence, with the endless trips to the hospital and its financial burden,
And we get unbelievably frustrated. I mean, we get down, broken down.
with siblings who need parents too,
Well, I kind of feel like kind of like in the middle of upset and like angry because like she gets more attention than I do.
One very important question has come up for this family.
They have said fairly bluntly, have you considered giving her up and turning over the state?
It's been suggested multiple times.
Should they keep Kaylin at all?
Sometimes we just sit on the floor and cry because I don't know what the future is.
The state could provide for all her needs
All right, zip her up.
by putting Kaylin in a hospital 24/7.
We can't just give up on her like that.
I mean, all I can say to them is shame on them.
I love her more than anything else.
So it's asinine for us to even think about the option of giving her back. She's our daughter.
That's why being out with the family
Good job, Kaylin.
is not routine. It's special.
Wow.
We are a very strong family, and I really feel like we were meant to have her.
It's my turn!
So much of our time together as a family in the last many years has been in a hospital this is the stuff that keeps us going.
How do you measure love?
That was good.
They measure it every minute of every day.
We don't take family time for granted.
With photojournalist Michael Driver, Nelson Garcia, 9 News.
Time flows like a river into a dark chasm, leaving us prone to its mercy and, on occasion, its lack thereof.
The answer we get most is, we don't know and maybe. Where Paul will go and where he'll end up, we don't know.
On a dark desert highway,
A guitar-wielding Paul Fonstock, like many a man, spent time prone to its whims.
Phone call was about 5:30 in the morning. He wasn't expected to make it through surgery. It was very touch and go for the first several weeks, I would say.
He had spent much of his night at a bar drinking with a friend.
1, 2, 3, up.
That was a year and a half ago.
And over.
A single step hasn't flowed from his body since.
Doesn't even seem real when it happens.
Push, push, push.
It has to be a mistake.
And back.
He has a head injury. We don't know how.
His parents call it a gap in time.
I mean, you can drive yourself insane, running through all the scenarios in your head of what happened at that moment.
That moment. It was as dark as any chasm they had ever encountered.
The first thing they told us was that his head injury was unsurvivable, is the word they used.
1.7 million Americans suffer a traumatic brain injury every year. Only a few will suffer one more serious than Paul's.
They just said it was a massive force.
The skin was never open. Wow. Skin was always intact, so he didn't even have an open wound. Other than the inside of his skull being fractured, he was perfect. How about a little bit of this for now?
6 months is a long time for a coma to persist. He will not be the same, doctors warned. He will not speak. He will not eat on his own. Not long after he woke, a family camera recorded an event once thought impossible.
He's all laughing about it.
His smirk told them Paul was still there, still inside.
Some of the doctors said there's no one in there. Obviously they were wrong. He is completely in there.
Let's go back in time to July 2nd, 2012 in the Village Pub on Huron, if just for a moment, in order to fill in some of the gap.
They called and told us Paul was struck by a car.
He was in the middle of the road after all, but the police report revealed something else.
Maybe later that evening that the police came and said that he probably was not hit by a car and that they were investigating an attempted homicide.
As a Thornton police officer discovered, the car, the one that stopped that night after the driver thought she hit something, had no indication that the vehicle ran over the victim.
Bite in. Pay attention to that bite in your mouth the whole time.
Paul's case became an attempted homicide case, if ever so briefly.
Bite. Nice.
Later, police would return to the original theory that a drunk Paul Fonstock was hit by a car on Huron. These days, they tell us their case is closed.
It's strange. It's like, you don't know. What? How do you not know?
Chin to chest.
Paul's parents have doubt.
Use your head, too.
How could police blame a car that showed zero sign of hitting him? But here's the thing.
So Paul asks us now what happened, and we can't tell him, and we ask him what happened, and he can't tell us. And so most likely it probably will always be a mystery.
The one person they know witnessed everything can't recall a thing, although these days he can do something doctors once predicted he would never do.
What happened to you? I don't know.
I don't know either.
You don't know either?
I don't.
Especially from February.
Can't remember?
It's a long period.
Can't remember.
You expected to resolve.
Sucks so bad.
Well, I think that it's probably been a little.
It sucks?
Yeah.
What does?
We just
Not knowing.
Not knowing. Those who love Paul say it's better than not living.
How many times have you seen B.B. King?
7 or 8.
7 or 8 times?
Yeah.
And so the love of music as well as the gap remain.
We know where he was found. We know when. We just don't know how.
And time continues to flow. But maybe not into that dark chasm they once feared.
He defied all odds, and he's done it over and over again through this whole journey.
On the dark desert highway,
With photojournalist Michael Driver,
wind in my head,
Chris Vanderveen,
warm smell like a lead time.
9 News.
That was so much fun.
I love you so much too, Paul.
Up ahead in the distance, I saw a ship.
Get your own box.
Get your box.
Get your own box.
Son, get them in, get them out.
Suicide.
Get them ready for the next run, the next year.
What's wrong with this picture?
That is typically all Fairview's coach John Zadigan gets.
Freshman ball, you get kids for 1 year, and then they move on.
Son, go!
Yet Zadigan, better known as Coach Z,
He's crazy. You know, he's crazy.
has had a bit longer with Ian Weber.
Suicide.
They have kind of like their little unique sayings that they say to each other.
He's crazy. Oh, he's nuts.
Their bond goes back more than a decade.
Ian came out his freshman year, first year, and said he wanted to be on the football team, and so we put him in uniform, and
What now?
just like you are now.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
the rest is history.
History. For 12 years, Ian Weber has been a part of this team's history.
This is for the championship right here, baby. Let's go!
Born with a genetic condition known as Fragile X syndrome, Weber struggles with developmental delays.
We look pretty sharp, don't we?
But you won't see him struggle with attitude.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
They don't even know my name. They just know me as Ian's mom.
Get fired up!
That's fine with me.
Party guys.
He likes to laugh. He's got the best laugh in the world.
An audible cackle,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
easily heard.
It's a touchdown. Woo!
If there's a louder fan of the Knights,
Touchdown, baby. Woo!
Boulder has yet to hear him.
Go, baby! This is our house!
But that's not why Weber has suited up for every game.
Oh, yeah. Ready to roll.
12 years ago,
Go.
when he first put a Knights helmet on,
Time. It's time.
Coach Z called a play for him,
Go, fear.
and Ian
Go, baby.
got to feel the thrill of finding the end zone.
Don't fumble. I love it. Touchdown fun too. Go, fear.
Since his freshman year, almost every game has started the same way.
Ian smash right.
How many of you scored?
Probably like hundreds or something. Hundreds. Oh yeah.
Each ending the same way.
And then what do you do when you score?
I like spiking.
You spike in the ball, and then what do you do?
I support to the ladies.
Pointing to the ladies.
It just brings a tear to my eye every time.
But this story isn't about Ian running one touchdown.
We won, you know why?
Why?
Because you scored that first touchdown.
Yeah, babe.
This story
Don't run me over. I won't.
is about his final touchdown run.
After you've been doing it for 20 years, you don't just like put the brakes on, stop, and walk away from it. I'm sure I'll be coaching somewhere.
Take him back. Take him back.
After 20 years on the Fairview sideline,
Jesus Christ, Nitley.
Coach Z is retiring.
Oh,
Ian decided
Jesus God.
he would call it a career as well.
It's been a great journey.
Now 25 years old, his life has been changed by Coach Z.
We're ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But this connection,
McCreed just showed up. Don't give him any Cheez-Its.
this friendship,
Ask him if he wants them. Say, oh, sorry, we're all out.
couldn't possibly be what it is if Ian hadn't done the same for Zadigan.
It's been just phenomenal. I mean, I can't tell you how it brings me back to reality when I see him having the fun that he has.
Let's go get a win. Yeah. Let's go.
The touchdowns never put points on the board, but for anyone who has seen Ian run, that's never really mattered.
You almost got him.
This has been one heck of a run.
Get your own box. Oh!
With photojournalist Michael Driver,
It never gets old, son. It never gets old.
Let's go.
Aaron Matus, 9 News.